As you can see, the topic today is officially August 1st, all right, and this is Jamaica Independence. I'm sorry, Jamaica Emancipation Day, all right. So that's what we're going to be talking about. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, turn your post notification bell on so each time we upload a video like this, you'll get it right on your phone, okay? So, Emancipation Day, all right. We When you look up the meaning of emancipation, it means free yourself, okay? From anything which hold you down, any system that you were under or beneath. Basically, in easier terms, it means for you to free yourself from anything, okay, which prevent you from moving forward. All right, so Emancipation Day. Today is our Emancipation Day. So we're going to talk about how is it. So when I look up Emancipation Day, I know it's August the 1st, but it's a whole lot of different dates, okay? And there, in the 1834, it said that we gain Emancipation Day, and then they go back again and they have a couple of dates on there on Google. All right, so we're just going to talk about August 1st. So by now, everyone should know that emancipate yourself means free yourself from mental slavery, free yourself from physical slavery, free yourself from a whole lot of stuff that's keeping you down. And honestly, I haven't seen nothing to emancipate about, okay? Because Jamaica is still in a place which it's still ruled by the Queen of England, okay, even though her name is not in everybody's head, all right. But the Governor General of Jamaica have to listen to the Queen of England, okay, which means she governed over Jamaica, okay. And once we have the Governor General who listen to the Queen, who get everything from her, which means he lay out the rules for us in Jamaica to listen to. All right, so when we emancipate, we shouldn't be in this situation that we are in. We should be a free nation, okay? We should be able to come up with our own rules and regulations, and we should able to have our own speech, what we want to make, and we should basically dictate everything which happen in our country, and obviously it's not, all right? Because we still get ordered from the Queen of England and how we control our system and what we do over there, all right? And also the US as well, have a big hole in when it comes to our decisions in our country, all right? So especially when you see we come to this recent pandemic, when we talk about COVID-19 and all these rules and regulations and all these steps that they put in place, every one of those things came from the US, all right? The governor, the prime minister and Jehonas is basically a puppet for the US when it comes to this thing right here, okay? So we have nothing to emancipate about, all right? It's just something that they put in your head to let you feel good, to let you feel like you are free when you're actually not, all right? There's so much kids, there's so many children leave school, no jobs to go to, all right? You have people who used to do farming, they stop farming, they're not farming anymore. We're not producing our own food, okay? If you are not producing your own food, if you are not producing your own wealth, you have to depend on someone else, okay? We as Jamaican, we depend on America to provide our food, all right? We dependent on all these unions, all these press, all these things to do things for us. We depend on tourists to bring money in our country, okay? We are dependent on tourism board to get tourists to come to the country so we can survive. which means you are not emancipated. Okay, if you can provide your own food, if you can provide your own wealth, if you can provide the things that allow the country to survive, you are not emancipated. Okay, you are still in bondage, you are still in slavery, you are still beneath the queen, and you are not free of anything. Okay, so when you heard we jumping up in and saying this is Emancipation Day, we 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 we, we celebrating emancipation, it's just something to say. Okay, because it's nothing serious. You can literally say you're emancipated. Okay, us in Jamaica cannot literally say that. Now the government put everyone under a brand new curfew. Okay, everybody got to go home. You got to get off the street. You are in jail in your own house, in your own country. How are we emancipated? The regular citizens of Jamaica, you allowed to go to work, go back home, close your grill, close your door, and lock yourself inside. Right? You are you become a criminal. The regular citizens of Jamaica become a criminal inside of their own house because they got to barricade themselves inside their house because the government, the prime minister, put them in curfew. That means you are not independent because you're not independent, you are not emancipated because these are mental and physical slavery. And all these things that I'm talking about is exactly what is going on right now in Jamaica. Our mindset is nowhere close by emancipated. So when we talk about Emancipation Day, August 1st, and we eat food and we drink and we celebrate and we just tricking ourselves because it is not real. Okay, it is not real. When you see we cannot make our own decision, when you see we have to depend on America to provide our own, to provide our food, when you see we have to depend on tourists to provide our wealth, we are not independent and we are not emancipated. None of them. Because a country who is dependent upon the next country for their survival, it is not, then they're not emancipated. And this is exactly what Jamaica doing. We are dependent on the United States of America to provide our food. And the little guys who do the little farming, they don't get any support. Because the government trying to hold these people back and let in the poison, the poison food to come in from America and all these places. Okay? And allow the people to get this. They're talking about vaccinate a more certain percentage of Jamaicans, and if they don't take it, who come up with these vaccination rules? Who come up with this vaccine anyway? It is not Jamaicans. Okay? Nothing started in Jamaica. Jamaica is a puppet, especially the government of Jamaica is a puppet to the United States of America, to the Queen of England. So now these people refuse to do certain things and you forcing them to do it by force, not by will but by force. And you talk about emancipated. If I was in the government system, I would be it would be an embarrassment for me to even think about Emancipation Day, a day like this, that we should be really celebrating instead of brainwashing ourselves saying we are emancipated from the British. We're not emancipated from no one. Okay, we are still in bondage. As I said earlier, regular citizens barricade themselves inside. Barricaded themselves inside of their house. Okay, they can't go nowhere. Even a regular resident, if they're going home and they pass the curfew time, they have to be running, trying to run away from police. And they're not a criminal, they don't do nothing, they're just going home. So think about that. Okay, emancipate. When you talk about emancipation, you got to go to England to see emancipation. These people are free. Okay, these people is really emancipated. All right, we in Jamaica, it is just an illusion. Okay, it's just something that they place in our mind for us to thinking, all right, we are moving forward, when really we are just waiting on America and waiting on England to give us the next step to make. That's really exactly what is going on. Okay, so we need to emancipate our mind first. We have to emancipate ourselves. We have to emancipate ourselves before we could thinking of a country that is emancipated, when your mind is still in those time. Okay, so we can't celebrate something that is not moving forward. Look at the crime rate. The crime rate in Jamaica, the highest crime rate every year. Every year, Jamaica is in the top 5. If they're not first, they're second, they're third. They never get out of the top 5 in crime rate. How comes you have an emancipated country and so many people dying? And listen, Jamaica is so small, right? There's no way so much people should be dying there per year. How small Jamaica is. But guess what? Because we are not emancipated, our mind is still in slavery. Our mind is still have each other as our enemy. Our mind is way far away from emancipated. And we have no system that could teaches the people how to be emancipated. Okay, there's nothing going on to fix things. This country, this Jamaica is one of the smallest country in the world, and it have the biggest crime rate. The biggest crime rate. After you finish watching this video, go back from 2016, maybe even 2008. Check Jamaica crime rate. We never get out of the top 5. We are always the top 5 most crime rate country in the world. I'm not talking about just in the Caribbean or just in the Americas. I'm talking about in the world. What kind of emancipation we could be talking about then? Tell me. When you have one of the smallest country and then you have the highest crime rate, we are not emancipated. There's nothing emancipated about that. Okay, we have to check what is going on. First, we have to emancipate our mindset, because it's our mindset that keep us down in this thing that is going on. All right, so we have to fix things, and we got to do it now, because there's no point of you tricking yourself. Okay, so we're emancipated, and the 6th of this month coming up, it will be our independence. It's like we have so much things that is just not real, and we just going by it, and we just going by it, and we just going by it as if we are actually independent, like we are actually free. There's nothing like that is going on. I tell you, a country cannot be free if you're dependent on tourism to make money. A country cannot be free if you are not producing your own food, your own crops. If you're not producing none of those two things, you are not emancipated. You are still in slavery under the country that providing you with these two major industry. Tourist industry is the #1 way of Jamaica make money, which means for regular Jamaicans, they have to go to these hotels, okay, they have to be performing like they are a stripper, all right. They have to be performing like a monkey and a limb to hope these tourist people like what they're doing and give them a little money. Okay, this is where we at right now, and we talk about emancipated. Okay, go ahead and watch all these videos. They are out there. When these tourists go to Jamaica, to Negril, to Montego Bay, to Ocho Rios, to Kingston, anywhere they go, look how these regular citizens Jamaican have to be like a monkey, performing for these people, bringing them this and hoping to get tipped. These are not people who are emancipated, okay? We have to get it together. We have to be real. We are not even close. Instead of using that word, we better find something else, because we are not emancipated from nothing whatsoever. If these are how we have to bring money in the country, and we have a government, we are not producing our own food. We are not. We produce our food and we send it to America, and we send it to England, and we send it to Canada, where it gets sprayed, okay, with poison, and then these people consume it, and then they come up with their artificial food, what they make in a lab, and then they send it to us in Jamaica, and we consume it, and then we talking about we are emancipated. This was Shavon Ras TV. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe. All right, turn your post notification bell on, so each time we upload a video like this, you get it right there on your phone, and I'll see you in the next video.